One of the cover stories that Fader did for our 101st issue was with Zayn Malik. It was like his first big interview ever since leaving One Direction. I'd always wanted to do a Zayn story ever since he was in the band. And I just felt like he was in such a complicated position within the group, being the only brown person, being the only person who is raised a Muslim. And I thought that it would be really interesting to look at those stereotypes and examine how they're being used, both by like fans and people who hated him and wanted to tweet death threats at him. One of the first things that I did when I got to his house was like step in dog shit. I was sort of wandering around the backyard waiting for him to wake up, and I just like stepped right in it. Because he actually has like a bunch of dogs, as I found out. He has like a little really cute one, and then he has a scarier one, which is this like Japanese Akita, which he has very endearingly named Marley, after Bob Marley. Like one of the weirder things that was in Zayn's backyard was he had these life-size like wooden carvings of the Tekken characters from the PlayStation game. It was from an HMV store that like had gone out of business when he was in One Direction, and all the guys knew that he like loved Tekken for some reason, and so they bought him these like life-size punching figures. So in Zayn's backyard, he has this like renovated garden shed that he turned into like a bar. Except for on the inside, there's a blood red leather couch. There's like a skeleton like you'd see in a science class, except it's like smoking, and then coming out of the smoke is like gray spray painted like cotton balls. There's a bunch of knives like on the wall, just decorative knives. It's just this like weird pirate themed bar that this guy has in his backyard. That's where we did the interview. He seemed extremely excited to be the bartender, because like throughout the day when it was in the photo shoot or in the video, he was like, you know, squinting into the sun, or he was like looking really serious with his shirt off. And when he was just like hanging out on his own, those were the times that he seemed to be enjoying himself the most. And it was funny to have Zayn Malik serve you Bex. And he knew that it was funny, and he had this like weird little smile on his face when he was doing it. Yeah, I liked that part. We're leaving and I'm like, all right, Zayn, like, thanks, that was really awesome. And he's like, yeah, thanks, donuts. And my name's Duncan, and I was like, what did you say? And he's like, Dunkin' Donuts. So this happens, I fly back to New York, story comes out online, and the morning that it was gonna go up, like at my desk, I get a delivery of like, I don't know, a couple dozen donuts that just says like, thanks, Z. To his credit, I thought that was adorable. It's like Zayn sending a thank you box of donuts is very representative of the person who I like hung out with that one time in Hertfordshire, or however you say it.
We was in the studio. Our engineer's like, "Yo, I've got a session. You lot are gonna have to leave." So I've gone into Naughty Boy's room.